Hi all, welcome to this bite size around challenge concepts. This will be about setting the level of challenge and how we make decisions as to how we start students off in terms of the activities that we ask them to engage within. So before we get into looking at some specific strategies, I just wanted to talk you through this idea of getting children into a flow channel. I know this is something that some of you may have seen before, but the idea behind the flow channel is getting pupils to a point where they have this idea of unconscious competence, where the kind of learning behaviors, their ability to solve problems are habitual. They're ingrained in terms of what they can actually manage. Now, this can kind of manifest itself obviously at different levels of skill, at different levels of challenge that is appropriate to the child themselves. But essentially, we want to get children to a place where they do have this kind of level of unconscious competence, so that we can free up a bit of working memory for them, lower the cognitive load for them, and maybe even get them to a point where they can start to focus on things in more of a metacognitive nature. Now, as I said, then this happens throughout a range from low level skill matched to low level of challenge to high level of skill being matched to high levels of challenge. Wherever children are, the important part behind this diagram is making sure that the challenge that we're setting for children is eventually level to their levels of skill. It might be therefore then that we make decisions as to where we want to start. Well, where do we first pitch the kind of difficulty of tasks and of activities? Now, if we look at the left hand side here, you've got the kind of blue blob in the overwhelmed category, which is where we would have children who are a low level of skill being set a challenge that is beyond their capabilities. Now, if we set that challenge too high, it will overwhelm them, it will lead to some off-task behaviours. However, if we pitch that level of challenge just above what they're already capable of, we can then hopefully use some different methods of scaffolding, different methods of support to then increase their level of skill so that we can get them into this flow channel. What we would try to avoid as much as possible, however, is setting too low a level of challenge for skill. So that's where we've got the blue dot in the boredom category at the bottom there, where a child who has obviously, in this example, a moderate level of skill is being given a low level of challenge, which again would lead to some off-task behaviours here. But we might then struggle to remotivate them if we let them drift too long within this boredom section. So probably better to give them activities that are just above their level of skill in terms of the challenge that we're setting, and then we can scaffold them back into that flow channel.